What's up, everybody? It's AJ with Etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Telesteps Telescoping Ladder. This is going to be an awesome thing to have on you because you have all the use of a full ladder, but it also condenses down and stores easily in your basement compartment. So that can be really useful because you never know what's going to happen on one of these trips. You might need to get on the roof and check the AC if it's not working. You might need to go up there and get some brush off there. Maybe you got some branches stuck up there when you go to do the pop out that's kind of in the way. Or maybe you're getting ready to leave and you want to clear all that stuff out. It's around the fall. You want to get those leaves out of there and move them, get it all cleaned up before you leave. You can do all that with this ladder, but not have the bulkiness of trying to find a spot for a full-size ladder. That can be kind of a pain. Goes right in our basement door, and it's out of sight, out of mind. Let's check it out. Also, you're gonna need it if you don't have a ladder on your rig. You gotta get up here on the roof somehow to check out your vents or your air conditioning. So this is gonna be really helpful to have that in that basement door, just so you can go ahead and climb up here and check it out. Something else worth considering is even if you do have an existing ladder, you can see it's nice to have this one because it's got quite a bit wider steps. So even with the work boots I had on when I climbed up there, this had plenty of room for that, where this one wouldn't have as much room. So it's nice to have that extra room, that extra lip here on the step. Plus, it's actually, you can climb and start down here instead of here. The bottom rung here is quite a bit up. So you still gotta, or at least I do, gotta get my foot up there. This one, I can start here and work my way up. One of the most important things about picking out a ladder is making sure it is the right height for what you want to use it for. So this one, fully extended, is gonna be 12.5 feet tall. So make sure you keep that in mind with what you want to use it for. It's not fully extended right now. We didn't quite need all of it. You see that we kind of just pick and choose the rungs, went up there, and we can reach the roof, no problem. And that also goes with the 12.5 feet fully extended. If you get towards the top there, they say it has a 16-foot height reach. So that's just if you're on the top, they're keeping your arms in that factor of like what you can actually reach when you're standing towards the top of that ladder. Now, if you're looking at these, trying to pick one out for your rig or your RV, I would suggest some of the other ones that Telestep also offers. They're different heights, they're made out of aluminum, and those are really the way to go if you're just using it on the RV or camper side. This one's kind of a special case because it's made out of Kevlar, so that's gonna be non-conductive. So you can really use this on the job site, or if you're doing electricity work. You see we got it up next to our power outlets here. I'd be able to use this and not worry about it conducting any electricity and shocking me if anything was to go wrong. When you're using it on your job site, you want to make sure you know that it's safe. It is OSHA compliant, so you don't have to worry about that. Another thing is you got the wider steps, kind of like I said earlier, just more space to step around, especially if you're carrying stuff with you up and down the ladder. You want to make sure you have sure footing. Then at the bottom, it's got the nice feet on there, so it's got a rubber grip on the bottom, and the feet stay in place. You see I'm moving the ladder away from the wall. The feet stay in place. So I really like that, so you can kind of get it set, lean that ladder, and you don't have to worry about the base moving on you so much because it's nice and planted there and can pivot just a little bit. Another thing that I really liked is that these little windows here on each rung, they're gonna be green when it's locked into place. So if this is the first time you've seen a telescoping style ladder and you're kind of worried about, well, how come it's not gonna, how do you know it's not gonna come back down? You can look right there, you see the green, that means it's locked into place and you're good to go ahead up there. It also has a weight capacity of 300 pounds. So even if you do have some tools on you or a tool belt, it should be able to handle that. Let's go over how the ladder operates. How we're gonna condense it down into a more compact ladder. So it's really easy. You got two buttons down here at the bottom underneath this rung, and I'm gonna pinch them together, and that's gonna get it started telescoping down and going into itself. Now I will say that there's a sticker right up here. Keep an eye out for that. It wants you to keep your hands above that rung. Not that it comes down super fast or anything, but just easier, more manageable to keep your hand here because it's gonna start to come down here first, and then you can kind of just walk the ladder down as it comes down in there. Those grass struts do a good job of keeping it and making it manageable at its speed, so it's not gonna be super aggressive, it's not gonna be too slow, it's gonna be just right and easy to do. So let me just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna move over this side. Keep my hand up here above that sticker, bring it away from the wall, and let it start to come down. You see, easy to do. Just walking it down. It's that easy to get it nice and compact. Now you can store it far easier than you could before with a regular ladder. Now, I mentioned the gas struts. We have worked with a couple different styles of these. There's one that doesn't have any, and there is that does have gas struts. The one that did have one, the other one we worked with, went laughably slow. I mean, it took forever, just the one rung to come down, and just the full, that's like one telescoping one, so it just took a long time to kind of sit there and watch the ladder slowly do its thing. The other one had no gas struts at all, so it just dropped into place. So you want to keep your hands completely out of the way on that one. That's not good either. So either way, especially if you're using it at the job site, you don't want to wait around all day for the ladder to fold down into itself or telescope down into itself. And you don't want a dangerous ladder that, if the slight miscalculation, you put your hand in the wrong spot, could do some damage there. This one's gonna be nice in the middle and really easy to use. Let's talk about how to extend it. Now, it's really easy to do. You just put one foot here at the bottom and then start extending it. Now, this is if you want to use the full ladder, you would stop from the very top and start pulling that up, and it locks into place. Once the bottom does, it's good to use. But if you don't need the full extend the ladder, that's the nice thing about the telescoping ladder. You don't quite need to get to the top of this wall or the top of your rig. Let's say you're not going that high. You can come down here and kind of choose where you want to start going up at. So we'll come down here to this rung and just start pulling it up into place. You can see all the green, you know it's locked in. You can hear it audibly lock, and as long as the bottom base is locked, the top is going to be as well. So we can just get that lean against the wall. Now it's good to use. Pretty easy to set up. One of the other nice things is that when it's fully retracted down, it's going to be 34 inches. So that's quite a bit less space than the 12.5 feet that it usually extends to, but you still have all that length and height if you need it on the job site. Not to mention, you don't need a ladder rack then. You can easily just take this, throw it in the back of your truck. If you do have a ladder rack, you just save that for lumber, but that's out of the way in the back of your truck. You don't have to add anything else in there. You could even probably fit it in the cab. Now, if you are using it on the job site, they do make trays that go on the top of them, that'll go on the corners, so that it has like kind of a tray. You can put tools in there and stuff. That's just gonna help you out if you're using it for the job site. You can store some of your tools and whatever you need up there at the top. I would recommend getting that. Otherwise, I think it's gonna be really helpful to have, and you'll find plenty of uses to have it once you already got it. Well, thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.